Welcome back to Idiots with Class. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeremiah. Today we're going to talk about another one of our favorite things, cigars. We're going to get into a little bit about the difference between premium cigars and other cigars, how to choose your first cigar, how to cut and light your cigar, and how to enjoy your cigar. All right, so today we're going to talk to you about cigars, but when we say cigars, we mean premium cigars, not just, something you get at the gas station. The difference between something you get at the gas station and a premium cigar is 100% natural. Everything, there's no additives, no chemicals, no nothing. It's all tobacco, and they're all handmade. It's all hand rolled, and it's a process to make this. From the time they plant the tobacco plant to the time you can buy that cigar is about 5 years on average. A lot of thought goes into making these. It contains only premium long filler ingredients, and a cigar is made up of 3 different components: the binder, the filler, and the wrapper. A premium cigar is also more of an experience, so you don't inhale it. A lot of people are surprised by that. You don't get a nick hit off of it typically. I guess you can if you get a really strong one, but it's more about the flavor. It's the complexity of the flavor, and when you combine the different tobaccos from the binder, the filler, the wrapper, you get like this complex flavor. And then there's puro cigars, which that just means all 3 of the tobaccos, all the tobaccos in the cigar come from the same country. So like your Cuban cigars, everything in there is from Cuba. But when you take something like a Nicaraguan wrapper with a Honduras binder and a filler from somewhere else,
wow, that makes so much sense.
you can get a more complex flavor. And so you think of like a fine wine or a really nice meal. One bite, you get all these different flavors, complex, and it's the same with the whiskey, with the fine wine, with the cigar. You don't inhale the cigar, you're just tasting it. And you pair that with a good whiskey or wine or sweet tea, I don't know, whatever you got, and it just enhances the whole experience. Cigars are made to be enjoyed. It's typically a celebration thing. I'm not standing out freezing my butt off in negative 20-degree weather because I got to get this cigarette in.
What are you doing up there?
It's something, we're relaxing, we're hanging out, talking with the guys, we're celebrating something, his first kid.
It's all about the experience. It's celebrating the important things in life.
I think there's a little culture difference similar to pipes. Pipes are more sitting and pondering. The cigar is more of like almost feel like it's more of a social thing. Like you're at a gathering or something, and everybody, you just finished eating dinner, everybody's sitting around. And
Think about old times. They'd always say, let's go retire to the parlor. They're usually grabbing a cigar.
all right, so choosing your first cigar. The best piece of advice I can give you here is go to a brick and mortar and talk to the tobacconist. If you go to a decent cigar shop anywhere, they're gonna have somebody there that knows what they're talking about, and they're gonna ask you some questions that tell them like what kind of things you like to drink. Do you like wine? Do you like whiskey? Do you like coffee? Do you like tea? And they're gonna try to get an idea of your palate. Do you like bold flavors, mild flavors? And also they can suggest something that would pair with something that you like to drink. Talking to a tobacconist is always the best thing. They're probably gonna start you at something milder. Most people don't start out with something really strong immediately, but everybody's different. I know most people like to start out mild, and if they have a stronger cigar, they think it's too harsh, they don't like the flavor, and then a year down the road or whatever, they end up loving that cigar. And it's not that it was bad the first time, it's just that their palate wasn't adjusted to it.
Yeah, like my very first cigar, I went with like a Swisher Sweet because it's nice, it's great quality. It's like a 50 cents or $1 cigar. It's top notch.
Who are you, and why are you talking?
I was actually recommended my first cigar to be a Connecticut wrapper, and it was a milder cigar. And I actually hated it. It reminded me of a Black and Mild is what it reminded me of. And I was like, I don't want this, I want a cigar. The cigar I smell when I walk into the lounge and I smell that, all the different cigars. I want something strong. And so the very second cigar I had, I don't even remember what it was, but it might have been a Liga Privada 9. It was more bold, little spicy notes, dark, and I loved it actually. And so I I like the bolder flavors for the most part. Occasionally, like a nice mild, smooth cigar goes good with I think a cup of coffee, black coffee or something. But for the most part, I like and so mild. The point of that is that most people will start you off on milder stuff, but maybe you don't like mild.
And see, I did, but as I've smoked more and more cigars, I have liked more and more flavor, which from that darker type wrapper.
If you don't have a local tobacconist, we can help. Just send us a few cigars. Go purchase a few cigars that you think you might like. Send them to us. Pack a note along with the cigars. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll read that, and then we'll smoke those cigars and try to compare that to your profile that you included in that letter, and we'll decide if we think you would like that one or not. Then you can go back to the store and purchase the ones that
we do that just for you. You know why?
Because we're selfless.
Because we're selfless.
We do care. We do.
True American heroes.
Once you picked out that first cigar and you have an unlit cigar in your hand, what do?
Well, the first thing you got to do is cut it. There's multiple different ways to cut. V-cut, guillotine, punch cut.
So primary cutter, typically you'll see is a guillotine cutter. You can get them for cheap all over the place. But a guillotine cutter, what you do is you'll cut off just the tip.
What did you just say?
If you look at your cigar, there's like a little bit of a wrapper there on the end, and it kind of coats, they call it the cap, but you'll just cut some off and make sure you don't cut more than the cap, then you've gone too far. Typically you want to go about a dime size hole, maybe a little bit smaller, and that should be all you need.
The thickness of a dime,
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said dime size hole, so you want that hole to be the diameter of a dime.
Yeah, right.
That's what that sounded like. You want to go the thickness of a dime, not the hole the size of a dime, because what if you got like a little,
that's what I said,
cigarillo, or
well, then you can cut
or even worse, a Swisher Sweet. If you cut a dime size, it's the whole thing's gone.
And also it's good to know that you're cutting the right end, because if you cut too far, all you have is a two-ended cigar. Then it creates a problem for the next step, is lighting it. Because sometimes you might light the wrong end. It happens to some people occasionally.
You've lit the wrong end before?
No, of course not.
I guess if you cut enough off, both ends would look the same.
It's true.
You don't have to worry about it anymore.
It'll be like a double-sided cigar. Then it doesn't matter. You can smoke them either way. If you cut enough off the tip, they look exactly the same. You can smoke whichever end. I think, right?
I think you should just punch cut right in the center and cut both ends to look the same, and then light both ends and then breathe it in. Through the center. You can smoke from both ends.
You might be onto something there. Okay.
Yeah, I think you would like that.
I think I might. I'll try it with my next cigar.
So lighting a cigar. When it comes to lighting, there's a couple different methods: matches, soft flame, torch flame, lighter. The main thing to keep in mind is you don't want to burn the tobacco. You don't want to torch it similar to pipe. You don't want to get it too hot too fast. Take your time. Don't rush it. It's not a cigarette. You don't just light it up and go. A good method is to lightly toast the foot first. Think of the foot is the end that you light of the cigar. Think of the marshmallow. You're roasting a marshmallow on fire. If you just stick it in the fire and it catches on fire, it turns black. It's blistered. It's burnt. You just want to lightly toast it, like lightly turn it brown. And a good way to do that is take a torch lighter, because you can pinpoint where the heat's going. Hold it at a 45-degree angle and lightly toast the foot, swirling. You don't want to shove the torch right up in the cigar. You're actually going to get a lot more heat at the end, and you can control that heat because it's pinpointed there. But again, give it a rest in between. Don't just hold it there till it catches on fire. Warm it up a little bit, blow on it. You want that to glow. As you blow on it, it'll glow red. Once you see the whole thing glow red, you're ready to go. After you get that, take your first puff. Delicious.
So to enjoy that first cigar, you don't really want to inhale it. I know we touched on it earlier, but inhaling the cigar, it's going to turn your stomach. Done it before. I was actually celebrating the birth of my first nephew, my only nephew, and I was smoking a cigar with my brother-in-law, and I decided to inhale the cigar, not on purpose, and that cigar, about 5 minutes later, I was done smoking for a while. Turned my stomach. So don't inhale. Not ideal. Just sit back and enjoy the cigar. You got it cut nice. You got it lit. You got a good cigar. Just enjoy it. Now I know with pipes, you typically puff on the pipe a lot quicker because it will go out faster. But I believe the ideal time frame on take a puff on a cigar is about 45 seconds is kind of the range. I don't say the stop clock, 45 seconds, take a puff. But just slow down.
Yeah, you definitely want to slow down when you smoke this. Don't inhale. It's not a cigarette. It is significantly stronger than a cigarette when it comes to tobacco content. Yeah. Again, it's 100% natural. It's 100% tobacco. There's no chemicals. There's nothing in it besides tobacco, but it is very strong. You do not want to inhale this. If you're just tasting it, blowing the smoke out, you're fine. But you inhale this, it will make you sick. And that cadence, 45 seconds to a minute and a half, if your cigar is getting really hot and a little bit mushy right here, or you're starting to taste bitter, then you're probably smoking too fast. So just slow it down. That's the great thing about a cigar, is it's really easy to keep lit. Unlike a pipe where you gotta work. A cigar, you can set this guy down, have a drink, talk, whatever, pick it back up a minute or so later, and take a puff and set it down again. It's super easy. Once you get it lit right, as long as you light it first in the beginning, you're gonna have a great smoke. When you're enjoying a cigar, take your time, take the puff, try to taste all the different flavors.
This is delicious.
There's basically two types of people that smoke cigars, it seems like. There's people that just say it's good or it's not good, and there's other people that say I taste, almonds and caramel and coffee and chocolate and whatever. Neither one of those are wrong, but the more you smoke a cigar, just like with pipe tobacco, the more you're going to pick up. So over time, you're going to pick up more nuances and subtle flavors. Just like if you drink bourbon or scotch, you're going to pick up more nuances and subtle flavors. Same with wine. If you don't drink anything, if you have a sip of whiskey like once every year, twice a year, all you're going to taste is just this burning sensation on the way down. But the more you smoke it, the more you enjoy it, the more you're going to pick up and appreciate those little flavors and the complexities. Just like a whiskey or wine, when you taste the cigar, a lot of times you'll taste different things. You might get notes of chocolate, then some coffee, then a little bit of almonds or some leather. That's the nice thing about it, instead of the ashtray flavor you get from your mom's cigarettes that you stole from her purse when you were 9.
You disgust me.
Biggest thing, just sit back, relax, enjoy the cigar. But so you can get up to an hour, hour and a half on the cigar. Depending on how fast you smoke also. If you smoke faster, it's going to get a little hotter. You can get a little more burnt taste typically. But obviously it'll go faster. So I'll give a little shout out to our friend who met us at the Briary, House of Manners. He brought some Andalusian Bulls, which was a phenomenal cigar. But I think we smoked that thing for what, 3 hours or so?
Yeah, I think we did.
So time may vary, but typically you can figure about an hour, hour and a half-ish, up to 3 hours for a good cigar. So it's not meant to be rushed. You're not going to, I got a 10-minute break at work, let me go smoke a cigar.
Right. It is a little bit of a time commitment, 100%.
And so that's why it's meant for special occasions, more for experiences and just sitting down, having good company, good whiskey, pick a good cigar, and just enjoy it.
So to summarize, if you haven't smoked a premium cigar yet, it's a completely different experience than any other tobacco out there. It's all natural. It's a work of art. They're hand rolled. If you don't know what to buy, what to pick, stop by your local shop if you've got one and talk to your tobacconist. Don't be afraid to ask questions. A lot of people are afraid to ask questions. They want you to ask questions. They want to help you find the right flavor, and they might recommend something that you absolutely hate. It happens sometimes.
Well, I thought you would like it.
They're just guessing based on what you tell them. But don't let that deter you. Just let them know. Give them honest feedback. Hey, what you gave me last time, I didn't like at all.
This sucks.
Tell them what you didn't like about it. And that should steer them because they're trying to get an idea of your palate. If you don't have a local tobacconist, we're more than happy to help. Again, just send us, I would recommend 3 cigars each.
Yeah, easily.
Premium. If you want a list, we'll send them to you. Purchase those. Send them to us along with $20 for our service.
I got bills to pay and ties to wear and James Patterson books to read.
And a little note about yourself, and we'll smoke them and tell you which one we think you would like. Cutting the cigar, there's several different ways to do it. The main thing to remember is you don't want to take off all of the cap. You just want to take off a little bit of that. A dime thickness is a good rule of thumb. If you're not sure if you got enough, you can always draw on that cigar. If you're getting air before you light it, you're going to get smoke. So then you light the cigar, just remember don't burn it, take your time. And then lastly, just sit back, relax, enjoy, focus on the flavor notes, and have a good time.
And so while you're sitting there, having a great time smoking a cigar, watching this video, give it a like, give us a subscribe, and actually in the comments below, we've shared our story of our first cigar. What was your first cigar? Or if you haven't got one yet, what are you planning on getting? Send us one, and we'll try it out for you. Until next time.
Stay classy.